Hello. Build a trading platform in C# using Interactive Brokers API Part 7. Watch list. In this video, I'll show you how to create a watch list with streaming data. And this is my watch list. All I have to do is enter a symbol here. And it gets me the last price, volume change, and close. And I can have as many as 10 symbols. That's all I have set it up for. 4 or 10 should be enough, and so I'll just fill those all out. So now if you don't like one of the stocks, you can always change them. Say if I don't like save here, I can change that to, and if you see something in your watch list that you like, you want to click on it and show it on this form here so you can trade it. Just click on it and you get your streaming data for that too. So if you're interested, let's get started. Okay, back in Visual Studio on your form here. In your tab control, you have to add another tab. So in order to do that, you would have to click on this arrow to your right here and then add a tab. But I've already done that, so I'm gonna, under my tab pages collection, I can do it there also, is just add a tab and give it a name of watch list, which I did here under text. Okay, that's all you have to do, and then add a data grid view on this tab here, watch list. And then that you get that from here. You just drag it over and add it. And I've already done that, so just delete it. And then you want to hit the arrow to your right here, and then it says edit columns or add columns. So what you do to add columns, you just hit the add here like 5 times to add all the columns. And the first one, you're going to name it symbol. So the name for that is right here under header text. Name that symbol. And do the next one is last. Name that last. Next one is volume, change, and close. Okay. Next thing you want to do is go to your properties and name your data grid view 2, like mine. And where it says add rows, change that to false. Because the way I have it set up, you can only do 10 stocks. But you can change it to whatever amount you want. But then there's a lot more coding involved too, so I just left it at 10. Okay, under your properties, there's a lightning bolt, which is your events. Click on that. And double click on cell click. Okay, in your cell click event for your data grid view, this checks to see if the index is not selected, like the header for the column. The number must not be negative. And this indicates the column. I want the first column. So that checks if the first column is selected, like the item in the first column. And then this checks whether there's something in the column or in that cell, in the current cell that you're selecting. And this gets the value of that cell, like the stock value, and then puts that in the combo box for the symbol in the other form. And that gets the data and for the streaming data for the order form, which is for this here. So when you click on the symbol over here, it gets the data for that and puts the symbol over here. That's what that does. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is go back to our properties under the events here, the lightning bolt, and double click on cell end edit. And here, cell end edit, I get the value from the selected cell, the row number, and save it in a variable, an integer variable called LOC, which is short for location. And then I set the values in that row, like the last price, the change, the volume, and the previous day's close. I set them all to null values. But the first column, which holds the symbol, I don't want to erase that because I need that to request the data. Okay, so this now checks to see if the first column in the row I selected is not empty. And this adds 10 to the row index. And I don't want this interfering with my scanner data, so it has to be a different number to request the data, like the streaming data for that. So that's what that does, adds 10 to it. And then it cancels the market data based on that row index, because we need to cancel the data from the previous stock that was in that location. And then this will get the symbol, because we need that to request the data for our contract. And here's where we create that contract: symbol, stock, smart, island, US currency, and all that stuff. And this requests live streaming data. If you had delayed data and you didn't have a subscription, you would use 3. But since I'm subscribed, I use 1. Okay, and this is where we request our streaming data, the market data here. Okay, go back to your design. Okay, from here in your properties under your events again, there's cell formatting. Double click on that. And you need this in here. This checks to see if there's actual value in that column on the selected row. And basically what this does is formats the percent change into a percentage, and if it's a negative value, changes the color, the font color, to red. That's all this does. Every time it changes, it checks. Okay, so then here it gets the percentage and then multiplies it by 100, and then it formats it to percent, and then it checks to see if the percentage is above 0. If it is, the for color is black, and if it's below 0, then the for color will be red. It'll change it. So that's all that does. Okay, from here now select your tab control here. Make sure you're on watch list. And then go to your properties and your events, the lightning bolt here. And then look for key press. And then double click on it. And basically all this does is changes anytime you type on that tab control, the characters will change from lowercase to uppercase because you need them uppercase for all the symbols to request the streaming data. Okay. Go back to your design here. Okay, from here do a search for tick price here, and okay, under where it says set text callback tick price here, and the first bit is for the scanner, and this little section here is for the our form where we do the trades. And so after 9, this will be for our watch list, so we have to add all this after 9. And it's getting the last price, and then it converts it into a double, so I can do a math operation on it, which is just to round it off to 2 decimal places, and then it adds that to the data grid view in the second column in the first row. And then this checks to see if the previous day's close price is in there, because it needs that in there to do this operation where we calculate the percentage change. So that's basically what this does. Gets that value, converts it to a double, and puts it in this variable, and then performs the calculation on it and rounds it off to 2 decimal places. And then when it's done that, it'll add it to the data grid view in the third column, which is actually the fourth column, in the first row here. Okay, and then this, we want to get the previous day's close. And in order to do that, when there's a tick field of 9, that'll be that price. So we'll get that price and convert it to a double, and then add that to the 5th column in the first row. Okay, and we want to do that for all 10 of the rows on our watch list. So basically that's what that is. So for 11, you want to change that last one to a 1 on all of them. And 12, that'll be a 2 on all these. And so on all the way up to 19. Okay, next thing you want to do is go to your E-wrapper. Your E-wrapper, you have to look for, what is it? Tick size. Under tick size, we need to get the volume. This is how we get the volume. And I think volume is 8. I'm not sure, the field. But anyway, we have to do this. We have to get presenting this to the form. We have to say my form, add tick size item, and then all the variables, the ticker ID, the field, and the size. And then from there we have to go back to our form 1 file here and then look for tick size. Well, we don't have, or you don't have to look for it because it won't be there. But you just have to put it in there. You have to put this delegate in there with all our variables. They're all integers. We create this method here, or function, with all those variables again here. Basically, make yours look like mine. And so I did a switch case here for all 10 of our watch list items. So if we get a field of 8, which is volume, and volume has to be multiplied by 100 because it comes with 2 zeros dropped off of it. So I just like to add 2 zeros back in there. And then that puts it in the data grid in the second or third column. In the third column on the first row. For in case 10. If it was case 11, it would be on the third column and the second. Yeah, the second row. And so on for all of them. Okay, now look for load form 1. Okay, that's right here. And add this in here. Basically what this does is it adds all the rows that we need, 10 of them, in the data grid view. And then this formats to percentage for the fourth column, which is where we put the percentage change. Okay, from here I think we're ready to try it out now. Go to design and go to start. Connect, symbol, Microsoft, Dollar Tree, Dollar General, Lyft, GameStop, AMC, Intel, Dell, and American Airlines, Delta Airlines. Okay, I'm doing this after market close, so not all the data is coming in. Or I have to wait till I get another change in the last price. Anyway, if I want to select a, say, Dollar Tree, just click on it and I get the amounts over here on my form. GameStop, AMC, Intel, Dollar General. Okay, that all works. Please like and subscribe. If you missed any of the code, it'll be on my website, sharpertradingimage.blogspot.com. And if you think there's a better way, say son, you're doing it all wrong. and you want to suggest a better way to do it, let me know. Leave it in the comments. Thanks. Bye.